Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to share with you guys my gold and silver currency collection, and then just pretty much just some general fiat currency here. So basically everything I have in fiat is collectible. I'll share with you guys. It's not much, but I hope you enjoy it. So stay tuned and we'll jump right on into it. All right, so first off, I always save the best for last. You know how I do these things. First off, I wanted to share with you guys some Red Seal notes. I used to have more of this stuff. I sold a lot of it, but what I kept were some of these $2 bills with the Red Seal. And the Red Seal simply denotes that this is a Treasury issued currency. So it's a direct debt instrument of the United States government. And they started doing this to pay for like Civil War debts and different things going forward. So these are still collectible, especially in the higher grades. But I've got like 13 of these. So they're pretty neat. I thought I'd just hang on to those. And then these are some of the silver certificates. So I've got a few. I've got like 7 of these in here. I believe there's 7. But what's kind of cool about these are these first 2, they are star notes. So they've been reproduced from a bill that was damaged or whatever. But yeah, you'll notice these over here have the Red Seal, and they were denoted for a special meaning coming straight from the U.S. government Treasury. Not like the notes you see today that have the green seal. Those are Federal Reserve issued. And then these have the silver certificates have the blue seal, which same thing, they came from the Treasury. But what's significant about these are they were redeemable for silver. So, you know, you could actually take this in, turn it in, lay it on the counter at your local bank or whatever and say, hey, I want to redeem this for a dollar, right? A silver dollar. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can see up here at the top, silver certificate. This issue, this is 1957. You can see the date right there. Nice blue seal. Like I said, these are in pretty good shape. But yeah, I thought I'd hang on to these star notes. And in the back, just looks like your standard $1 bill. So those are pretty neat. I hung on to them for a good while. And then I'll show you one. I think I've showed this one on a video before, but it's just one I really liked. I mean, it's not all that uncommon or extremely rare or anything, but it's just not the nice larger size. You know, if you get the comparison, you can see the difference that these were in 1899. And you'll hear a lot of people refer to them as horse blankets. And I'm by no means a fiat currency expert here, collectible, but a few pieces I liked, I've just hung on to. Like these, pretty common, and so are these dollar silver certificates. You can still pick them up for a reasonably affordable price. But something like this, these are approaching, like in this condition, they're probably like $200 now. I think this was like $100 when I picked it up several years ago or several years back now. But they're really neat. They're called the black. A lot of people refer to these as the Black Eagles. And it's the same thing. It's a silver certificate. So you could take this in, redeem it for silver. And it just says here too, you know, it's bearer on demand. There's Ulysses S. Grant. And we got Abraham Lincoln on here. So very unique bill, just a neat collectible piece. So if you didn't have anything like this in your collection, this is still affordable to pick up. And like I said, I just wanted to have one in decent shape. So it is in pretty good shape. I mean, this right here, there's a little pink. This is actually, I can feel the texture. It's on the sleeve itself and not on the bill. So yeah, I really like that Black Eagle. It's always fun to share. And then one of the more recent pickups, I just got this not too long ago, is this $20 gold certificate. And just like the silver, certificates, you could take this into the bank and redeem this for a $20 gold piece. So this one you can see here, it's got Andrew Jackson on it, and the date of issue is 1928, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Series of 1928. This gold certificate's legal tender in the amount thereof and payment of all debts and dues, public and private. Gold certificate. So the gold stamp, gold certificate, very cool. So see, it looks like what the 20s used to look like. Not too long back. A couple decades now, I guess, has passed. I can't remember the last style of this. But this is unique with, like I said, with the gold certificate. Okay, now what's interesting about the gold certificates is this was 1928. Well, this was good to be redeemed up until, like, I believe it was April of 1933. So you had Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You know, he enacted the, let's see, what was it? 6102 executive order, and just said, hey, after this date, you can no longer redeem this for gold. Okay, so, and it also made owning gold, bullion, bars, and just your common coins and things like that illegal to own. So it's hard to believe that in America you could not legally own gold bullion. From 1933, let's see, it was all the way up until Ford made it legal again in 1974. So pretty interesting piece of history there. And just like the gold that you could redeem for gold, the silver was the same way. But let's get one that's more of a modern date here. Like this one, this 1957B. Okay, this was, you were able to redeem this for silver gold piece, or silver gold piece, a silver $1 silver coin up until 1964. Okay, I don't know. I might have said that wrong about the date on this 6102. It was, no, it was April. But around the same time period, which is kind of unusual, only month-wise, in 1964, silver was actually, they were going to stop being able to redeem this for $1, okay, in silver. So you could up to that date till 1964, and then after that, you could still redeem these for silver, but not silver dollars. You could only redeem them for silver shot, just the little BB pellets of silver shot. And I think that was good. You could do that clear up until like June of 1968 before it was canceled altogether. So kind of interesting piece of history on that. And then this is my last and favorite piece that I've been wanting to pick up for a long time that I never had, and I always wanted one of these. And check him out. This is an 1899 as well, so it's the same year as this dollar, Black Eagle. Only this one is a $5 silver certificate. Okay, so this one's graded by PCGS, and you can see the information up here. $5 1899 silver certificate. And then it's got just the serial number, the plate that it was made on. There's the grade. It was a very fine 20 grade. And there you can see the serial number, the blue seal. And there we have Chief Running Antelope. And he is the only Native American, well, yeah, he's the only Native American Indian that was featured on paper currency, government currency. So kind of unique. 1899 silver certificate. Just a beautiful $5 bill, in my opinion. Like I said, this is not a superior grade by any means. So this was more in my budget range, but it's still a nice example. It's still good quality. Like I said, it's a very fine $5 silver certificate. So I've pretty much got all the ones I want. Being a gold silver bug, I really like these notes that depict the gold and silver redemption. So they're still tied to the metals, or they were at that time, and still today as far as the historical significance. So there you have it. Pretty cool. If you guys want to pick one of these up, I delayed for years because I thought they're too expensive. And you can see why. I mean, they're just highly collectible. They're highly sought after still. But yeah, you can still pick them up. They're just going up in value. So they've become more of a collectible even as time goes on. And the Chief here, what's the matter, Emmy Lou? I know. Did you see a cat outside? Yeah. So this Chief, running antelope, he was a member of the Hunkpapa Lakota Sioux Indian. He was a renowned leader, and this note, like I said, is the only U.S. currency to feature specific Native American. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is the controversy. So the artist that was designing this, he didn't have enough room for the Hunkpapa Lakota Sioux headdress. Okay, so he changed it. And this is actually a Pawnee style feather headdress. So seemed like no big deal to him. It worked. All Indian headdress is the same, right? No. When it came out, of course, it was very highly controversial. And I'm sure it was especially just not very favorable to the tribes people. All right. So it's something different that they would not have appreciated. However, the Chief, he actually passed away, and I think it was 1896. So just 3 years before this came out. Been cool if he'd have got to see it, but unfortunately, he passed away before, he got to see this. So really neat piece of history there. One of my favorites. I'm tickled to death to have this. Hopefully, somebody will appreciate it as much as I do. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. You guys take care, keep stacking, peace out.